Now, sir, we are
Namaste
in like
and welcome all the students, viewers, other dignitaries. We welcome you to the Legal Root Lift session. Legal Root Lift is walking in the journey walking from layman to the lawman. Today we have with us Mr. Subrahmanyam from Bangalore. He is an advocate. He is executive member of Bangalore District Tax Practitioners Association. He is member of Karnataka State Tax Practitioners Association. He is the member of All India Federation Tax Practitioners and many more. Welcome you, sir. It will be not wrong to say
Thank you.
that he is the ocean of knowledge, especially in the field of GST. So, we have taken the topic of discussion today, that is opportunity for lawyers under GST law. So, we welcome you, sir, again, and all the viewers. And without wasting time, sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. I should really thank Mr. Abanish and Kunal Agarwal. And I have been discussing about this for quite long time, saying that there should be sessions on specialized laws like intellectual property rights, GST, and so he said he invited me. So it's nice opportunity for me too. So GST, as such, everyone knows. 2017 GST has come into picture, right? So GST was introduced to India. It was proposed sometimes back somewhere in 1986 by previous governments, but 2017, under the able leadership of Modi ji, GST was introduced, and our finance minister was the previous finance minister was very keen on introducing this, and it has opened multiple opportunities for legal professionals. Why GST is so much important today is from morning to evening, somewhere, each and every person is connected to GST. Whatever you are buying, whether it is a matchstick or something else, it is entire thing is coming under GST. And after 2017, multiple changes have happened. The teething issues, they say, we have all experienced those teething issues. There were portal issues, there were server issues, and knowledge issue was also there. There were confusions in between. So overall, it was a new learning from 2017. Previous to GST, there was VAT, value added tax. Much before that, there were individual state wise laws for indirect taxes. I think most of you are matured professionals. Maybe few newbies also might be there. So, in their considering their interest, I'm giving you small, you know, uh, small informations which will help you to connect to the subject if you are new. Okay, so there are two types of taxes: direct taxes and indirect taxes. Direct taxes is only one here now in India, that is income tax. Indirect taxes, there were multiple taxes like VAT, octroi, and many, and afterwards GST has come. This is an indirect tax basically. Indirect tax is being paid by each and every person in this country, whoever is living, whoever is breathing. Many people say I'm a taxpayer when he is filing the tax. It is not so. Everyone is a indirect taxpayer. So lawyers play a crucial role in compliance, litigation, and advisory services. Why? It is because GST has seen so many changes. Based on the changes, people could not cope with the changes. There were multiple mistakes people have done. Many mistakes people have done. The advisory, the taxpayers, and the tax practitioners, and chartered accountants, and including the government, the department which has introduced it also has done many mistakes. And it is not, we cannot call it just mistake. There were much upgradations have happened. Okay, so when the taxpayer could not cope with the changes, there were litigations. That is how the litigation starts. Tax litigation is one of the major things happening in courts today, but you cannot compare it with the other tax, civil, jail, bail, or anything like that. You have to compare it with the specialized act. This is a specialized law. Okay, here we have uh, we have understood that two type of, one is procedural law, another one is the theoretical. So this is a mixture of theoretical and procedural law. This session explores key areas where lawyers can build a career in GST law. Am I audible, or is the screen visible?
So screen is also visible. You are also audible, sir.
Fine, thank you very much. What are the key opportunities for lawyers now? Let us see. One is advisory and compliance services. What is advisory and compliance service? Any small businessman, when he want to start his business, he will definitely ask few things like, okay, I have just started a business. After what turnover I should get registered, or whether I should get registered. So e-commerce operator, for example, for e-commerce operator, there is no specific threshold limit. Like for services, 20 lakhs is the threshold limit. For goods, it is 40 lakhs threshold limit. I'm not talking about Northeast areas have got some, you know, exemptions, like turnover threshold limit exemptions are there, and from there it starts, the litigation starts. Recently, one example I'll give you, one biryani maker, he did not know how much money has come in from his phone pay or google pay. Through his phone pay or google pay, it already crossed 40 lakhs. It had already crossed. Suddenly, one notice has come. From there, it starts. The litigation starts from there. It need not be a major litigation like Section 16(4) or Section 62 or constitutional provision, right to business or profession. It is not that only. Just simple enactment, you are overriding the enactment, that also is called a litigation. So, litigation and dispute resolution, there are many goods like exempted goods, we say. Whatever be the turnover, let's say fruits and vegetables, they are exempted completely. Okay, excuse me. So even if it crosses 40 lakhs also, there is no registration required. So if the department sees a turnover in your bank account, they might send you a notice. It is, the onus lies in you. You have to prove that my turnover is exempted turnover, and hence I'm not liable for registration. So this, please drop the proceedings. This is how it get resolved. Representation before authorities, that is also a key opportunity for lawyers. Of course, there are GST practitioners. Government of India has given a great opportunity for, even for a degree holder, BCom, commerce graduate also, he can practice as a GST practitioner under the law. Earlier, it was just like a representation. You are taking an authorization from your taxpayer and you are appearing before the VAT authorities before GST. After GST, there are few provisions made within the Act, that is Section 48, Rule 83. There are multiple places it has appeared. The word called GST practitioners. New professionals can get into this particular arena. Okay, so contract drafting and review, the okay, now representation before authorities, for the initial, the first assessing officer, any person can appear, like GST practitioner also can appear. Next level, normally in other laws like civil laws, the uh, lower courts play a role, but here departmental authorities are given the same power, just like the civil court. Civil court jurisdiction is given to authorities itself. Within the department only, we can move further. The appeal we can do. Appellate authorities are within the department. Tribunals, like a quasi judicial retired judges, are sitting there. Up to that level, GST practitioners also can appear, represent. However, if you have to go further, that is directly to the High Court. You are not going anywhere in between. Okay, when you have to go to High Court, you have to go through lawyers only, advocates. I should not say, being an advocate, I should not say lawyer. So lawyer and advocate, you know the difference. So contract drafting and review, that is also an opportunity. If there is a dispute between two parties with respect to the contract drafting, then the layman cannot do that. That is an opportunity for advocate. It is not just the understanding the law alone. Anti profiteering cases. There are many anti profiteering cases. You are selling much above the MRP. I mean, much lower the MRP, and you are cheating the government. All these things are there. There are multiple disputes are arising. Tax optimization and structuring, that is also an opportunity for advocates to you know get into practice. Now, key GST issues handled by lawyers. You can read it as advocates. Okay. So when I was preparing the PPT, it is just I mentioned as lawyers. Classification of dispute. What is the classification dispute? See, major classification is percentage wise. In GST, there are four kind of percentages. One is 5% majorly, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. There are exempted, that is 0%. Within no tax, there are four classification: export, no tax; exempted, no tax; zero rated. Zero rated is only for exports. Okay. Exempted, nil rated. Exactly. Nil rated. So presently it is nil. In future, it might be in the bracket of 5%. So that way, and non GST, let's say liquor for human consumption and electricity and natural gases, all these things are out of GST. So here classification also there might be many disputes arising. Input tax credit. People who are new to GST, what is input tax? I'll tell you. When you are buying as a dealer, I'm talking about, and not as a consumer. When you, as a dealer or a manufacturer, whatever goods you are buying or services you are taking, which is for the business, for the continuance of the business, whatever tax you pay indirectly, that is why it is called indirect tax, indirectly to your seller or your service provider, that is called input tax. The goods or service coming in, you're paying the tax, that is input tax credit. So uh, tax regime has given an opportunity for, if you are selling or if you are manufacturing, you can utilize that tax, that will be in your wallet. You can call it as a wallet. Input tax credit that can be drawn when you are selling your goods or when you are giving further service, continuance of business. Okay, that is basically the input tax. Whatever you're buying or getting in, the tax whatever you pay, that is your input tax. Now here input, there are certain input taxes you cannot take credit. Certain input taxes you are not supposed to take credit. There issues might arise. Let's say for example, you bought a car for business, completely for the business, even then you are not supposed to take. See, in the law there are many things you should not ask why, you should only ask how, that's all. So cars input tax you are not supposed to take. Civil structure you cannot take. Let's say you are building a factory, whatever purchases you make for the construction of a factory, of course you would have paid tax on that. That cannot be taken as an input tax, that is a restricted credit. These are all just the few words might look uh, little new for you, but still I'm giving you the insights of it.